Hey y'all, Railroad Captain back again, and I have decided to tackle another project here while this is out. This grill has seen better days. The original owner told us that first winter after he bought this truck, he'd come out here, check the oil in it, and stuck his hand in there and broke that piece out, which I have seen that a lot over the years. Wasn't the best design on that for sure. That's kind of been Baby Blue's trademark for a while, and I wasn't in a big hurry to get rid of it. I've got a complete grill that I bought over 25 years ago. It's put up downstairs in the basement. But while I had this out to do what I have been working on here lately, I found another bad thing, and it's almost in two. I could have tried to fix that, but since this other piece is gone and it's so brittle, it's crazy how brittle this thing is. I have decided it's time to let it go. Well, I'm back. I got the old inner grill out, and those old plastic clips, they're pretty much a one-time thing, you know. They especially ones that old. I had to wait. The new ones finally came in, and so I've got this ready to go back together. Got our new hardware, new clips. Bow ties off, everything. Like I said, I'm not ready to fool with the nice, I guess I can still say new, although this is probably over 25 years old. I do remember when these boxes showed up, they had GM stamped on them. So once everything's all said and done, whether it be paint or clear coat or everything I finally end up doing to Baby Blue, then I will go back and put this one in. I didn't want to fool with having to get the brackets off of this, and they've got pop rivets in them and all that, and I just didn't want to fool with any of that right now. So Summits, it was Auto Metal Direct Company one, I think, because they had 3 or 4. Some of these are just stupid high. This grill was $85. I think shipping and tax, everything is $114. So, you know what, like I saw before, my other one was busted up. Then I found another bad place in it, and I'll just tell you, I'm impressed with it. If this is the cheapest one made, it's kind of like, wow, how do you improve on it? And don't get me wrong, I'm sure things flexed a lot more 53 years ago because that old one was just so brittle. But I am so impressed. This thing is well built, and it flexes like crazy. And that's, you know what? That's what you want. You want, you know, when that fairly good sized rock gets through up there as you're passing a big truck and smacks into this, or a pretty good sized bird catches you in this grill, you want it flex. You want something that's going to give a little so that it doesn't shatter. And this is doing it. So, you know what? I'm happy. It's a good looking grill, very good looking grill. And there it looks even better. So let's see if we can't get this in here and get this back in this truck. All right, I'm gonna share something with y'all. Try to. I'm not gonna be able to really show you me doing it. I've never had a way to hold the camera. Buddy, I want to tell you something. I knew the clips were bad. I put some in, and it's been years and years and years ago, and I didn't even remember how to do it. The bottom clips, these I used a pair of pliers and a pair of channel locks, and you got to be real careful, and they've got to be long enough that they'll reach over this lip without hitting this. And then I managed to squeeze them both from both sides so that I could get them to snap in. Because let me tell you something, these babies don't want to go in there. So basically like that and one on both sides. And that got the bottom ones in pretty decent. These top ones are ungodly. The only thing I've managed to do so far, I got 2 of them in here that actually worked. So, of course, they've got to go through this hole and go down. All right, there's no way to hit on that without it moving, you know, because of the, it gives too much. Aluminum gives too. You can't just hit them down in there and knock them down in there. It's a problem with any of them. All right. So what I've had to do to brace this, I found, it's actually longer than that one. I got an extension, a 3/8 drive extension. All right. I've got it sitting down in here, and I've got it to where it's in behind the hole here, underneath it. So, okay, that's the only thing I can way that I've got them in, and they're still not going in the greatest. So I put my 3/8 drive under here. I'm having to hold it with my foot so it don't slide off. Of course, the main thing is too, you know, you've got to be really careful with the new grill and not touch it, not slide, hit the tools on it. I mean, if you're gonna scratch this grill all to pieces, what's the point of putting a new grill in? It's gonna look like crap. So you've got to be very, very careful of that. But I managed to get these other 2. I got 2 left. So I got my extension here, the end, the open end, of course, of the extension, and put it up here underneath this so that when I sit this clip down in here, okay, that gives me something to hit against, and it'll clear by going inside the head of the, you know, the open end head of the extension. So just be careful where you've got this under here. Don't hit your new grill and scratch it up. Then I'm using a shorter extension and placing it on this and then having to hit it with a hammer. And you've got to be really careful doing that, because if you go too far, you know, you're going to bust your new grill on that too. So, all right, let's see if we can get this finished up. Phew-wee. Okay, I got them in. That was no fun. It's funny how all that what should be the easiest job ever comes into play, and it turns into a, you know, 3 times longer than it should be. Anyways, this one's not exactly right. It's not lining up good. It's in the hole. The holes of that, the grill, like I said earlier about them having movement. I mean, you had to really push it down in the middle to get it in here. But you know what? Between 53-year-old outer grill and new inner grill, that's, you know, no disrespect to anyone or anybody. My hat's off to any working man and everybody that tries to do things right and whatever. But Jesus ain't working in a factory in Taiwan. Therefore, this grill's not perfect. He wasn't working in Detroit in the early 70s when a lot of people were, you know, taking a lot of stuff. And so definitely everything was not perfect back then either. And sometimes being I don't like being a perfectionist. I think it's something that's kind of grown into you. I prefer the term perfectionist to being anal, which I may or may not have been accused of that on more than one occasion. But anyways, sometimes you just got to step back and go, all right, hey, it ain't perfect, it ain't whatever. You know, I go out here right now and you go buy you a new $80,000 new Chevrolet truck and pull it up out here, and I guarantee you within about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to find a flaw in that truck. That's just life, especially if they've made on Fridays. We all know how that is, right? Okay, so get your little screws to go in your clips. I'll be honest with you, it ain't like they even need them. They sure ain't going nowhere. They absolutely ain't coming out of here. They ain't going nowhere at all. But if it's like you and you've the perfectionist or whatever other term you want to be called, and you're going to stick them in there anyways, be careful for Christ's sake and just snug them up. They're plastic, and if you bust them, you bust it new grill and whatever, it's kind of pointless. So anyways, we'll get them in here and we're close. We're almost done with it. Okay, I think it's finally done. I'll clean it up when I get it back in. So got the grill in, of course, put the bow tie on. Some 3/8 inch nuts back here. So I need a longer extension for them. Oh yeah, and by the way, put the bow tie on the way it goes. You would not believe the pictures, the forums, the online. I've seen it in person on trucks that people I know has spent a lot of money on to redo. And he put this bow tie on upside down. Y'all, it looks stupid like that. This bow tie is made because of the way this grill sits. And if you'll notice this bow tie is thicker at the bottom than it is at the top. It has to go thick at the bottom so the bow tie is flat when it's sitting on the truck. If you put it upside down, it looks ignorant. Please, don't put the bow tie on upside down. The headlight bezels, got those in as well. And if you got a 72 like mine, if you're using your old grill or you buy a new one and it's not already done, don't forget your black. Don't forget your black around your headlight. Just right here on your 72. I know I mentioned this on my other video. If you got a 71, not only does it have that, if you buy a new one, they're not going to be done, or you got your old one, you're going to go to this much trouble. You know, to each their own, do what you want. But the 71s, this stripe from right here, this point, down to this, right here, this was also black on the 71s. Very seldom to see that done anymore. You buy new ones, they're not painted like that. Most people don't do it. I think it looks pretty sharp. When I see that, it's like, wow, that is a 71. They knew what they were doing, and that looks sharp. Mine's a 72, therefore it does not get that. All right. Well, phew. Wow, what a difference. That looks great. I'm tickled. Is it perfect? Nope. Nothing is. Still a little noticeable, of course, where they bumped this original grill years ago. I did get part of that out of that bend right in there. It looks a lot better than it did. I don't know if I can find any. I know I got a lot of pictures, but if it's not the right angle, you don't notice it. So I did get a lot of this back out and straighten this out some, and it's not going to be noticeable. And to me, the degree that's left of it is no worse than the degree of the bend right underneath this, where they popped that bumper. And I got a lot of that out of that. So most people never give it a second thought when it's not theirs anyway. So I'm happy with that. And like I said, until the day comes that I'm completely done with whether I repaint or clear coat or whatever I end up doing, and I put that in, then I can definitely deal with my level of imperfection in the original here. So hope that helped y'all, and I will get one last shot when I get it reinstalled on the truck. Well, I finally got it back in. Everything buttoned up. Front bumper buttoned back up. And it's in there. And it's only, what, 96, 94, 95 degrees in this garage. Phew. Yeah. It looks extremely nasty, but old greasy hands all over everything. Buddy, this is going to take some getting used to. I can see now why people do this. Really. Had to have both hands to get the hood open. Didn't want to pop up because the hinges are shot. But they're here. I guess that'll be the next project. I can see why that would have been so easy to bust that out back in the day. It's definitely not the greatest design for that right there, but it is what it is. Phew-wee. But I have got everything installed here, finally. The bumper, of course, like I said, the original owner, he just tapped some little something on that years ago, and you look close, you can see that little rise in that bumper. Got a lot out of it. It kind of put a little spot in that grill. They're not perfect. What is? Looks alright to me though. It's the baby blue. So the new hardware's definitely come in handy. And anytime you get a chance like that, check your clips and, you know, any kind of stuff down in there, like where these bolts go into the back of the grill and stuff, you know, there's one under there, one right there. Those clips will get wore out. There's the only difference in that grill between the original that I noticed. I had to put a couple of washers in. The holes were a little bit bigger than the original holes here. And so to be on the safe side, I did have to put a washer in there, but you definitely do not notice it. So there she is. And if you hadn't seen my other video, go back and check it out. It's one of the reasons I got all this off here was to install this pusher fan on here for the vintage air. And I've got it up and going, so be sure you go on there and check it out. Oh goodness. All right, now to get her cleaned up, and what project we got next. We got hood hinges for sure that's got to be replaced. And I got some really good, supposed to be really good set of front brakes for this thing. I figure anytime you can get even a half second out of braking, it'll be worth it. It'd be worth it around here for the deer, for nothing else but deer, for sure. But you know what, I've learned over the years, half a second to save your life. I'll keep something from being destroyed, so hopefully it'll be worth it. We'll get those on real soon. Got good brakes now. I just wanted to see if I could improve it, that they would actually improve their time, and if nothing else, it'd cut down on all this dust on these wheels. So thank y'all for watching. Appreciate it. Take care out there. Subscribe if you hadn't. Share, like, all that good stuff. Thanks a lot.